All right, one of the big things about working with equations is tying them back into word problems or real world situations. And this is probably one of the more important things working with equations because this is what makes the equation real. This is what brings it into our everyday lives. Now, this isn't an exact science. There's no perfect way for me to say, here's how you get exactly from an equation to a word problem or an equation to match a scenario, but there's some things and some important things to look for that can at least help you along the way. The first thing I'm going to look at is our coefficient, and that's the number being multiplied or divided by x. And that's important because that's going to be whatever's being repeated. So these are going to be things, you can look for keywords that are going to say like each or every or something along those lines, something that lets you know that this is happening. He does it twice a week, or he gets $2 per hour, something that's going to be happening more than once. So when you're looking, that coefficient is going to be whatever's happening in the scenario that's going to be repeating and happening over and over again. The second part is our constant, and our constant's important because that's what's being added or subtracted. The big thing about this is it will happen once. So it's going to be in scenarios where it's a starting amount, or you do this and it costs, you get $2 an hour plus your base pay of $5 to start with. So you'll look for things like your starting amount or something that's only going to happen one time. So that's kind of going to lead you there. So coefficient, our first part with our x, our coefficient with our x is something that's happening multiple times or something that's going to be split. Our constant is something that's only happening one time, or it's a starting amount, or it's that beginning point. And finally, we have our total. And that's, our number over here on this side of the equal sign. And that's going to be our answer. You're going to see things like it's a total, or they have this much at the end, or it's you're left, or this is remaining, or it's that something that sounds like the final number. What I always ask people is when we're looking at totals, I'm saying, well, are you going to add anything to that 11? Are you going to do anything to that 11 in the word problem? So if we had something like John goes and works a job mowing lawns, he gets $5 to mow the lawn plus an extra $2 per hour. He makes $11. So how many hours did he work? Well, are you doing anything to that 11? No. I can see the 2 is going to happen multiple times. The 5 was that base, and that's my constant, so that's starting. But the 11 never changes, and that's kind of always going to be our answer. So again, like I said, it's not an exact science, but using these kind of helpful keys right here, hopefully that gives you a better idea of how to take that equation and turn it into a word problem.